Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I love a good versatile stamp set. I love when there are so many endless options when I look at a stamp set. And when I looked at this one, that's how I felt. So I felt I would share some of those options with you, but you might have stamp sets with some of these elements that are not the same but similar, and you can take the ideas from this and definitely transfer them. You can look at even there might be single elements, just single individual little stamps in a stamp set that you have that you can take the same idea and replicate it there. But anyway, with this one, it has this gorgeous, gorgeous big oval, and then it kind of has a whole lot of elements. And I suspect, I haven't looked at any of the designs from this one yet, but I suspect that these will be far and wide. The ideas will be just a copious amount of sort of different uses for this that I think you don't think of unless you see it. So I'm going to show you some of my ideas and what I think of automatically when I came to do this stamp set. Now, one thing I do want to do is that when I show you some of these ideas, I am just going to stamp out lots and lots of ideas for you. But I want to show you just using a grayscale color. So I'm using the Morning Mist color because I think sometimes when you see things in a certain color, it could sort of change your perspective. So we're going all gray for this one, and I promise you that your imagination will run wild with the colors that you could use, the themes that you can sort of incorporate into these, and then again that changes the look of it all, I think, when you use color. Now I am going to make a card today too, but I could have made 20 videos just using the stamp set, but instead I'm sort of going to show you some of the ideas that I have and just condense it down. I do like a good quick video moving through it really fast. I like inspiring you with ideas and looking at things differently. I love that. That's what my channel is all about. And so I feel like if I just whip through them here, I'll be able to show you. Now this one here is really cool because this stamp, and there's actually a few of them in here, these ones are special because when you stamp it down like this, and then you can actually turn the stamp down and around so that it's sort of facing the wrong way. This is the wrong side that we are putting on the acrylic block. And then this is going to create the perfect halo. So I'm going to stamp this down in full strength beside this one. And then I'm going to take the second generation of ink, so just a lighter color ink. If you have a different color you want to use, a lighter color, then obviously that's going to work well. And then you can stamp around and it creates this halo effect. So the same shaped image, but slightly larger. And perfect. So there are actually quite a few stamps in this stamp set that you could do with that because the photopolymer around the shape, around the stamp, is the same but larger, obviously, for so many of these images. So bear that in mind when you are looking at it. Then I'm going to take, you can create simple borders like this. Imagine this in rainbow down the thing. Imagine this in shades of blue, one after the other. Imagine just these little gorgeous hexagons, and you can just go along, stamp these randomly over your back, have them in a lighter shade so it's really a background feature. That's what I was thinking here, and you can just do it wherever you want. And bear in mind that I'm just stamping all of these outright. I'm not using a stamping platform or anything to get them absolutely perfect, and also I can't get my head completely over top of my image because of where the camera and the lights are and things, and so I'm sure you'll do a better job of lining things up, but actually you can see that perfection is just not necessary here at all. There are leaves and there are things to fill in the leaves, there are roses, and then this one here, I use the second generation stamping to my advantage, so I go full strength, and then second generation, full strength, and then second generation. And then there are images in the stamp set to fill in those little grey bits as well. This one here is just a really simple design. I've done this horizontal because that's really all that would fit on my little page. But imagine this going vertical down, a few of these going vertically down your page as some background elements. I just love all of this. I must say this is a very well thought out stamp set, and I have used barely half the stamps of the little stamps in here, so that is pretty fun. I feel like this one is just one where your creativity can go wild. Now I'm going to ink up in the Morning Mist this beautiful big oval here. Now I did make a little discovery that I'm going to share with you in just a minute as well. But I'm stamping out my oval. I have my landscape orientated card this time. Then I've just chosen some of the VersaFine Clair inks. These are going to give me a gorgeous stamped image. And I'm going to stamp out just randomly some of the larger roses. Now here, same thing, we're going to do this trick. So the piece on the right is actually just a scrap piece of paper. So I'm going to stamp off on there, but I'm just showing you. So you stamp down with full image, full strength ink, and then you can stamp off and create that gorgeous halo to sort of fill in your rose. So I'm going to do that on all of the little roses that I put around. Now this is the larger of the two. There are two gorgeous little roses, as well as two stems. Now the leafy stems are actually ones that you could put the flower head at the end of them to create an actual flower with leaves as well. So you could create a bunch of flowers, all sorts of good things. Then I'm going to do the same with the yellow. This is the smaller rose, and then I turned the stamp around, and then I'm going to create that little halo. I add in some of the leaves. This kind of has two very dainty lines around it, and then I'm going to fill this in with the same color ink, but a stamped off second generation one of it. Then I'm going to come in, these little dots again are all part of the set, and I'm just using these as a filler. I think they fill the image, just all those little spaces where, because I haven't used a stamping platform, nothing is perfect at all. It's just, you know, stamping it around the edge. Now this is the Spellbinders Essential Modern Ovals, kind of a stacking die set. Now this fits in here perfectly. And when I'm just looking at these, and then I kind of pull out one to see, is there one actually exactly the same size? And there truly is. So I would suspect that there may be, I think there is matching dies to this stamp set. But if you have some oval dies already, then maybe pull them out, because I suspect some of them, this may be a fairly standard oval size, and it might just match perfectly. So I have used a smaller one to cut out a hole for a sentiment in the middle. But I want to pop everything up, but just to get everything lined up, I'm going to line up my card front with my card base, and then use some low tack tape, some mint tape, to attach it to the back, just so I can get my stamping all lined up nicely. Then I have got the Happy Birthday. This is from Pinkfresh Studios. Lots and lots of sentiments, plus the larger ones. So I wanted to have sort of, I was going to do this one here, but I actually ended up changing my mind. And then I used the Birthdays Look So Good On You, as well as a larger Celebrate stamp. This is from the Cupcakes from Trinity stamps, and so the sub-sentiment though is from the Pinkfresh Studios one. So we can mix and match all the stamp sets so that things look good together. I'm stamping it in that Warm Breeze color, which is the same blue as I have used on the outside. This is the where the Celebrate came from, that stamp set. Then I release those extra little bits. Now I can put some foam tape around the back. If you wanted to, of course, you could pop it up on more layers of cardstock, or you can just add some foam dots, foam squares, or even just fun foam, kids fun foam, and put some double-sided adhesive on it. Then I'm going to pop this up. Just to finish this off a little bit, I'm going to add a few little sequins to add that sort of shiny, sparkly element as well. But apart from that, a gorgeous simple card using a stamp set that is really, really fun with so many options. So I hope that you got inspired by some of those options I showed you at the beginning. My mind is boggling with this one. I feel like this is endless. I'm very excited for this. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.